All right, what's up, good people? It's your boys, Beards of War, back again. Got myself, Thick Nick Fury, FBR for President, Fat Broken Rambo. Behind the scenes, we got Scorched Earth and Hey Hey Captain Jack. Here we are with another Wild Hair episode. All right, we are currently covering episodes 6 and 7 of Welcome to Derry from the It series playing on HBO Max. Um, Heavy. These are some heavy episodes. So if you
Oh,
have
damn.
not yet seen it, don't know what you're waiting on, get busy, get back to us, let us know what you think in the comments. But yeah, we're gonna expose these two episodes, man. I am in my feelings. Um, I'm gonna start with episode 6. So we gotta
I don't
start.
even
You
know what
gotta
that
start with episode
means.
6. I'm in my feelings, man. I'm triggered. I'm triggered right now.
Okay.
Um,
Go to a safe
so
place.
right, wherever that is, it's not Derry. I can tell you that much. Um,
Amen
so
to that.
so with episode 6, we basically get a little bit of background on Ingrid, the nurse from the Juniper Hill. I don't know
Asylum.
what you need to get that job, but apparently they'll do a really good background check because this woman has some trauma. It is kind of discovered that she knows of it, right? She knows of the entity and how it comes back, and this is due to her father being, I guess, taken over, like his likeness being taken over and used by it, which becomes Pennywise. Um, the losers group is kind of fractured. Lily is very protective of her, little artifact, and the group is going through some things. Ronnie is still going through her emotions and upset about her father. Charlotte is going above and beyond to try to get, Grogan to safety and all that good stuff. And this kind of goes down a rabbit hole where it just makes things a lot worse. I don't know where to start with this, but we know that she's taking Grogan to the Air Force spot where Dick and the boys have their little juke
Like
joint,
club.
right?
Yeah. Juke joint. Yeah.
Uh, she does, and like Dick doesn't even know about it until he gets there. He's like, "Yeah, man, I just want to go to sleep, take a nap." And they're like, "Yeah, you can't." And he finds out, boom, they have this fugitive hiding out in their spot. And I mean, this man is like the only fugitive in Derry right now. So the heat on him is extremely high. And of course, Charlotte's like, "Oh yeah, I'll bring your daughter by. We'll just have a big old party here while you're hiding out." It just made like really no sense to put him in that position or to put those people around him in that position. Um, so you got that whole storyline going. It pushes on into episode 7, but we'll stick with episode 6 for right now because, like I said, this is like one of those episodes that just there's a lot to unpack. And the funny thing is, right as Charlotte comes in with Ronnie, right before that, he's like, "Man, Grogan is telling Dick and the guys, hey man, I'll be quiet. You won't even hear me. I'll stay in the room." And as soon as the door shows up, he runs out and runs and yells her name. I'm like, dude, you are already like not doing what you said you're gonna do. So I already know this dude is kind of like just a loose cannon. He's gonna end up blowing things for him. Um, yeah, you got Marge and Richie are hitting it off. They're going through their like kind of little cutesy romance puppy love
Yeah.
thing, and he is showing her care and like he's not put off by her eye, and they're really connected. I'm like, I'm loving where this is going because I love both of their personalities, and it's like clicking. You know what I'm saying? Like he's showing her another path, and she's getting away from her patty cake girls, and okay, now she's really
Right.
part of the group now,
Yep.
right? So that was a really telling scene of how their relationship was developing for those two. And Richie was infatuated with her from the beginning, so this is just a good little feel good story of young love and all that good stuff. And as it turns out, they end up coming to the juke joint and they're having this party, and the kids show up. And they're like, "Man, this is great. Like, hey, you want some Coke?" They're like, "Hey, this Coke tastes funny." So he probably gave him like straight like whiskey or something.
Yeah, I think he made him a rum and coke, man, because I saw him pour, like he turns his back on the kids. I'm just like, man, it's kind of fucked up to do to those kids.
Right? But they're having a blast.
Right.
Richie's
Yeah, they
playing the
are.
drums and everything, bro. Like he was having a good old time. And it was one of those situations. Okay, wow, everything is great until it isn't.
Yeah, so that brings up an interesting point. So when the mob shows up, obviously with Sheriff Masters, if I remember right, because like I said in the past, he's the grandfather of Billy Masters, the bully from the movies. Um, they got a tip that Hank might be there, right? Who'd they get a
Right.
tip from?
Tip came from Ingrid.
That's
the
right. We find out
nurse.
that she's like the mastermind in all
Right,
this, man. And it really like, and I'm probably blurring the lines a little bit between six and seven here because I just did a recap watch of seven. Um, what's interesting, man, was it really just blew my mind when I was like, oh shit, this chick is responsible for all this fucked up shit that's going on, and only because she's got some daddy issues and she wants to see her killer clown father, who is absolutely not her father. But
right,
yeah, man, I I I pride myself on like seeing things coming, and I definitely did not see this coming. And I absolutely love that twist, man. When you can get me and I'm paying attention, I appreciate tight writing like that. It's just I thought it was fantastic.
right. Agreed. And so yeah, so as we find out, Ingrid knows about Pennywise and how to draw him out, so she kind of sacrifices a little girl from the asylum to take
Kind of
her down
fucked
to the
up.
basement to kind of draw him out. So she just misses her daddy. That's all. Um, so Lily kind of finds out that um, that Ingrid has been watching them. She was the clown that they saw at the cemetery, and she starts to put two and two together. And then she realizes, oh snap! Like she is a part of this. She was there on the night where we saw the ghosts and everything running through the cemetery. So she hightails it out of there. She gets away. She goes back home, and she's going through something. Like I don't know if you noticed. Like I think at the end of episode seven, possibly. Like she looks like drawn. Like she looks like pale.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
don't know if it's from the artifact or something. But Lily is going through something crazy
I
right now.
align it to like if I'm gonna do a throwback and this is for you, Captain Jack. Lord of the Rings, man. Honestly, she reminds me very much of Gollum when she gets the ring.
Right?
And
Yeah.
she's got this totem, right, that can potentially defeat Pennywise, and it is corrupting her slowly but surely. Like only she can hold on to it, only she can guard it, kind of thing. And yeah, I absolutely think that her visuals have a place because I think they're trying to show that she is maybe being corrupted by this thing. I'm curious to see if she's going to end up being a side villain of the story because Lily has kind of been left out of the mix for like the last couple episodes. Really, she's been kind of on the bench. So
Right.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
curious to see how they rope her back in. Man, they got a lot of ground to cover in the finale.
Oh, absolutely. And
Yep.
the Hanlon family is fractured a little bit. We had where Dad, got mad at Will and kind of smacks him upside his
Yep.
head and all this good stuff. And of course, now it's like, oh well, I didn't let my friends die, that kind of thing. And Charlotte's upset with him, and she's like going at him like, "Oh yeah, we're packing, we're going back to Shreveport." And he's kind of like, "Well, I am in the military. Like, I can't just pick up and like leave because I don't like what my boss is doing. It's kind of like I have a job, I have a duty. It's a little bit different than just working a regular 9 to 5. You can't just pick up and go. It's called AWOL. I don't know if Charlotte knows about that, maybe not. Um,
Mm.
but Charlotte is very like specifically focused on Grogan that she's not really seeing the bigger picture, and then Hanlon is focused on the mission where he's not really seeing the whole thing put together. So they're kind of linear focused,
Yeah.
but they're not on the same page, which is dangerous when you have a close, tight family like that.
Yeah,
So,
definitely parallel routes, man. Like they're parallel efforts, I should say.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
she's
they're all
already
about
saying
to
I'm taking the
collide.
kid. Yeah. And yeah, so that kind of sums up episode six. Like I said, there are some blurred lines in episode seven, and right toward the end of episode six, where we see all the vehicles roll up, and the quote unquote lynch mob with
Yep.
the masks and the guns, and we know that they were tipped off by Ingrid, and that's why they're there. And let's go into episode seven.
All right, man. So I took a lot of notes, guys, so bear with me, but I feel like it's worth covering all this material. So first right off, the nice touches, the subtle imagery of all of the masked racist scumbags. They're all wearing monster masks from the 50s, right? So you got a Frankenstein, Dracula. I saw a Wolfman. I didn't see any of the other ones, but like I love the representation that means is like they are truly the monsters that are coming to kind of collect this pound of flesh. So yeah, immediately they get confronted. One of the airmen's outside with his girl, and he realizes that they're in some trouble, right? So he goes back inside and kind of alerts the crowd before the good old boys show up with guns drawn to basically make a stand and say like, "Hey, you're gonna hand over Hank to us, or it's gonna get ugly." And you could kind of tell that these guys were like used to getting their own way, and all of a sudden, when they draw down on them, man, it's pretty beautiful to see because like we got guns too, and ours are government issued. I got questions, man. Like, how did this mob show up on a military on an Air Force base?
Lots of
Your gates
questions.
suck. Your physical security guy needs to get fired like immediately.
Oh yeah.
Just saying, like, bad for business, boys. But yeah, and then it quickly escalates, right? So they have themselves kind of like a little Mexican standoff. And the sheriff makes the call to kind of like pull everybody back and be like, "Hey, we want him. We'll leave you alone." And then Dick comes out cooler than a cucumber, man. And that dude is running the room. And then all of a sudden, Hank fucks it up and comes out. He's like, "I'm gonna give myself up. I don't want these good people to die." Be like, dude, they don't care about any of those folks. They will happily just kill everyone there.
Oh, dude,
Um,
I got to pause on that right there.
Go for it.
Um, so if you've ever been a wingman and your buddy's like, "Hey, man, look, I had a rough night. I drank a lot last night, dude. Don't tell my girl that we went out and I got plastered and blah blah blah." And like, cool, I got your back, bro. I got you covered. So you come up with this great elaborate line to cover your buddy's ass, and he comes out 2 minutes later like, "Babe, I'm sorry, I was out drinking. I don't know what came over me." You're like, "Motherfucker!" Like I had it. Like,
We had
sit
a
your
plan,
ass
damn it.
down. Like all Hank do was just sit down, bro. Like just be cool. Cause like I said, they came out cool. He's like, "Hey man, this is a rec center. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about." Like, he stood on it because now he was gonna put it on them, and they had to now force their hand. So of course
Yep.
they force the hand. That's when they come and say, "Okay, well, you know what? We got guns too. This is where we're going." So now that the cat's out of the bag and we know that Hank's here, they're like, it's a standoff because they weren't going to just hand him over.
Yep.
So this is like where I kind of blame, like I said, I blame Hank, I blame Charlotte for putting everybody in this situation. You got kids in this juke joint, and I'm not just
Yeah,
talking about
man.
like our
You can
kids. They're
have a
like
reunion
other
down the fucking
kids,
road. Like,
right? Like get everything in place first. Hey, yeah, your dad's in Canada, so we're gonna get
yeah,
your passport. We're gonna get you to
exactly. Easy
Canada.
day, right? Like,
Right?
it's a no
Yeah.
brainer, man.
No, not what happened. And I'm
Bad,
almost
bad
wondering if this
parents.
rec
Bad
center
parents.
is on a base, right? Like it might be one of those adjacent areas because
So
now how
I,
would you get kids in there?
so I would
Because
say
they're
that
not all military
that's
kids.
fair.
Or how would you get Hank in there to begin with?
Yep, excellent
You
point
know?
too. But the building is a an old hangar of sorts, like the old
Right.
50s hangars they were able to put up kind of like impromptu. Like, so I don't think that's a heavy lift. I just don't.
Well, it's like instead of
Okay,
like a range, like a bivouac site, like Fort Dix for
yeah.
those of you who know. It's not really on the base, but it's on the base, right? So yeah, it kind of lets me know there's some kind of lax security to have all that happen. You get a fugitive in there, plus you get these guys who are from the town that just show up with guns. Yeah,
Yeah, and then guns start clacking off, man. The fire starts, and all of a sudden, like nobody else shows up. It's kind of weird. No MPs. Once again, man, MPs. Yeah, we're on to you
mm,
fuckers. But what I found frustrating in that scene, and I actually made a comment when I was watching with my wife, and I was like, fucking Air Force and their tactics, and I was like, I had to stop myself because I'm like, man, I was like, Air Force isn't really trained in like infantry tactics unless you're like a PJ or CCT or something like that. TACP guys. But man, the second I saw that dude like that shit, I'd be like, I would have smoked that motherfucker right on the spot, man. No
that's
questions
it.
asked. Drop that
Yep,
dude. His intent was very clear. My intent's going to be equally clear.
there
But they
you go.
didn't, and they had a covered position. Now, granted, the headlights were all on them, so that was kind of blinding. But like, hey man, shadow steps in front of the headlights. You can cancel Christmas right then and there on the spot. It was a little frustrating to see that because these guys are trained in the military, and while they probably do lack the tactics, they're you have cover, they don't.
Right.
It's a pretty easy thing. Now,
Yeah.
granted, pistol shots at that range can be a little challenging, especially under the duress. But hey, man, shit
Or
happens.
fire bombs.
But
Yeah. So I,
that
I'll give
was
him a pass.
pretty much it. Most of the fire is done with CGI. The CGI is not bad. I liked it. What was interesting though is as soon as it breaks out, Dick Halloran has a couple of visions. So, what's interesting, I'm kind of curious to see if it comes back into play, especially in like season two, depending on how far back they go in time. But a Union soldier walks past Dick and his jaw is missing. Awesome special effects, man. Fantastic. But that meant something. Was it just a spirit that Dick is capable of seeing? Because like we're alluding to the fact that he can see these spirits. They just don't know that he can see them, and that's what kind of keeps his mind clear as far as what I could tell. And then he sees, I believe they call her a chief warrior, and she's wearing like a bear headdress on her head. And it's weird because the scene when you first see her, it looks like she's just like a torso kind of floating on the bar. Where Dick's at, and while the fire's raging, and she's kind of like the guiding angel, or I wouldn't say the guardian angel, but like the good side of the vision that is helping him get like some folks out because he finds the refrigerator area, breaks through the floor, gets the kids out, gets Hank out, and a few other folks. Um, and he goes back in for our main man, Richie.
Uh
And
yeah, man. So yeah, this is my trick. This is the one thing I asked. I said just be cool, man. Don't do anything to Richie. And I wasn't able to see that come to fruition, but I gotta say this: Richie went out like a knight.
He did, man.
Him and Marge
He
had that
did.
discussion about knights and pirates and all the good stuff, and he basically once he flips open that little like I don't know, like a little chest, little refrigerator. I don't
I
think
think
it
it was
was
a
metal
fridge,
because
yeah.
metal, yeah, would have made it even worse for her. But
Oh God,
he's
yeah,
like,
it would
she's
have.
like, it's not big enough. He's like, no, it's plenty of room. And I'm like, oh man, and like that's I already had the goosebumps. Like, here we go, man. He's
Yeah, it's
gonna
like
go
that
out. He's gonna
Armageddon moment.
right. So he gets her in the box, and then she's like, it's not enough room. He said there's plenty of room, and he closes the lid and jumps on top of the lid to protect, his damsel. And just that moment where he's like, trying to explain. You remember when the first time I saw you, like he went through the whole thing, man, and it was like, you asked me, you said, hey, want to take a picture to last longer. He said, and I was thinking, I wish I could. It was
Yeah,
just like, oh man, it was just
it
so
was.
like just Richie. That was Richie. You know what I'm saying? Like he always had the right thing to say. Always the stand up
Swamp.
dude, man. And it
Yeah.
was just he went out on a heroic end of things. And I'm gonna say this when the fire department finally gets there and they put the fire out and everything. I thought like, oh, maybe he survived. I didn't see the body on top
Mm.
of the fridge, right? So I'm like, maybe Hank came and grabbed him at the last minute or something. And then she turns around, goes back, and you just see him sitting on the edge of the freezer with the smoke inhalation look with the open eyes. That's the whole tell of dead bodies now. Like you have to have the open eyes. Otherwise, oh, maybe he's just passed out or something, unconscious. Nah, the open
Sleeping
eyes
really,
mean
really deep.
dead.
Yeah.
Right. Real deep sleep. And
Yeah.
yeah, but while all this is going on, I mean, let's not, completely bypass the fire. Um Crush the butcher. He can't get his car started, right? This is
Uh,
Ingrid's what
Ingrid's
husband, I think.
husband. Husband, yeah.
Right. So he runs into Pennywise. So Pennywise comes up to him and I mean, just
Dude, that meat
slices
cleaver
his
was
head in half.
fucking massive, man.
Oh,
Holy
I don't know
shit.
where he got that hatchet. I mean, what cleaver? Like I don't know where he got it from him, but that thing was as big as like a Silent Hill axe. Like
Yeah.
it
From
was
Pyramid Head?
huge.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
He's
Right.
sitting there like chomping on top of his skull while he's talking to Madeline Stowe's character Ingrid.
Oh
And she's in full
man.
periwinkle guys, man. It's pretty awesome. And
Right. Yeah.
yeah, she's like, "Oh yeah, that's still your dad." Nom nom nom. I'm just like,
Right. I'm like and then it took she literally grabs him like no one's ever touched him, and like now she grabs him like you're not my father. And I'm like, oh no, what are you doing?
yeah,
I'm like,
because he
what
said
are
he
you
was
doing?
leaving to go to sleep.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, he gave her the deadlights, gave her the business, and there she is just floating in the air, eyeballs glazed over. And that was kind of like where it left. It kind of put her comatose, but as the paramedics were taking her away, I don't know if
Oh,
you saw it, she
dude, it was
looked.
so good, man.
Yeah, yeah. As the paramedics take her away, she did look at
She's
him.
got the Billy Masters look going on. Like when he breaks Pennywise gets him out of the asylum in the second movie. He's got like that or that glaze over him where he's under his control.
Yep.
Um, yeah, but what's curious is not necessarily like I'm curious about her. Don't get me wrong, because it's going to be interesting to see what kind of evil shit he has her do. Um, I know some folks on YouTube have alluded to the fact that they think that Ingrid is actually the old lady that is in the apartment of Jessica Chastain's character in the second
In the
movie.
second one. Yeah.
Um, and that's a pretty interesting leap. I wouldn't mind like other generational connections to the movies. I think it's kind of neat. Obviously, we've got Hanlon's grandson is in Mike is the librarian historian from the movies. I'm
Right.
just kind of curious how they tie it all together. Like, is Will his dad? Are they gonna have another kid? So on and so forth. But yeah, man, that whole periwinkle scene when she gets the deadlights, I was like, oh, dude, it's gonna get good.
Yep.
It's so fucking good.
So, but
Um,
yeah, but Pennywise is satisfied. He said he's getting ready to go sleep.
yep.
He got another 27 years. They go back to so finally the Hanlons show up in the morning. Where you been all night, Will? I don't know. At a juke joint. I don't know where you guys have been. Like,
Right?
like what do we like? What do we do? We lose control of this kid? Whatever. So and Charlotte's still on her mission. She has not changed. She has not
Nope. She sure hasn't.
ever. We lost 20 something people. And it's like, yeah, well, let me make sure I get him across the border because for some reason I am so invested in this man that whoever dies be damned, including my own son. My own son was put in danger, and it's like whatever.
Right.
My whole purpose is to get this man to Canada. Like,
One of
okay,
his little buddies just got cooked. So I mean, no
right.
big deal.
So the Native
But
Americans now are like, all right, well, I guess we're good. See you asses in 27 years.
What does he
So
call them?
they
Shit
oh
asses, I think it was the old man
yeah, I'll
said.
see you shit asses in 27
27
years.
years.
And this is
Bro,
like
you
one of
ain't.
the elders. This guy
Yeah.
probably like 60 years old. Like, dude,
He's
you're not
like,
gonna be
I'm off
around
the
us.
hook.
It's your problem now.
You're on
Um,
shift, motherfucker.
and then this is kind of like where it got kind of weird for me, right? So now they go to the site where they dig up one of the larger artifacts.
Yeah,
Is
because just before that, we had finally seen the scene where Hanlon finds Dick because the colonel kind of flags him over in the crime scene,
right.
and then Dick starts having the breakthrough, and they're like, "Oh, we're screwed," and he's like, "No, it's asleep." He's like, he stopped talking, referring to Pennywise. But he also alludes to the fact he's like, I know where one of the pillars is at because he was in Taniel's head, and I think he was keeping that information in case he needed it later, which
Right.
obviously now
Yeah.
he
Trump
fucking needs
card.
it.
Yeah. Trump card.
But yeah, so they know that the one of the pillars is buried underneath one of the Native American elders. And then of course, in true fashion, in the Air Force in the 60s, we go after spooky shit like Roswell. And yeah, they start digging shit up, man. And I love the fact that when they actually dig it up, it's a turtle shell. So once again, another symbol of a turtle.
Right.
I'm curious if they're going to pull the trigger on this other being. I don't think they will, but like I love the symbolism that they've got in it. And they find another chunk of the same type of looking rock that is what the totem is that Lily has. So
Right. Yeah. And now what's great about this too is like one dude is wearing gloves. Like everyone else is just
right,
touching this
right.
artifact that no one knows where it comes from. And then like one guy has gloves, the other guy's like opening up with a crowbar. Like there's no type of mop level
They
on this
ain't
thing at
paying out
all.
for that shit, man.
Right. But then when they get to the lab, you got full biohazard suits, like these two guys are handling it with care. And then out of nowhere, like Major Hanlon shows up with a handgun and a military installation with a bunch of soldiers, and he points it at a senior officer. I don't know too many instances where you survived that, but it was
No, and
his
he
way of
was
getting them
down,
to
man.
stop.
He
Yeah,
was three
he
to
got them to
one.
stop, right? So they're gonna incinerate it. Like I don't even know like what makes them think, oh, burning it is the thing to do. Like we're just gonna burn. Like they have, from what I understand, very little knowledge of how any of this works.
Yeah,
But
they just know that it promotes fear, right? And then that's when Shaw intervenes in the standoff, and he has Hanlon come upstairs, and they start talking, and he's like, the country is divided, right? So you had like the Red Scare in the 50s, and you had Korea. It's 62, so Vietnam's about to kick off. There's a lot of civil unrest in the United States at that time, and then all of a sudden he's like, hey man, we can go back to the good old days. Like, Jesus Christ, can we stop reminiscing about
yeah,
the fucking good old days because they weren't that great?
yeah,
Um, and he's like, I'm gonna take down the pillar to let this thing off its leash and be like, but once you let it off the leash, you can't control it. And that's the thing. Like, it's the hubris of every major villain's mastermind plan is that he's like, oh, you think you're arrogant enough to think that you can control this unknown entity into doing it what you want, and it's just not gonna go well. So yeah,
right,
yeah,
yeah. So basically, Shaw's big plan is to use it in the United States to stop things like the women's movement,
yeah, right.
race riots. So I'm like, oh no.
How do you get a budget for this? Like, what kind of shit were we funding back then? Uh,
Like I'm like, how are we doing it? Like, dude, like I got questions. Like, how are we doing this? Are we injecting people? Like, is it a bomb? Like, how are we gonna contain it and use this? But that's I guess it's gonna be answered later on in some brief that we won't be a part of. But so now we see Pennywise who's like just floating like what like nose deep in some blood and guts, and
yeah,
all of a sudden he
looking
opens
very
his eyes.
apocalypse now.
He looks around and is like, did my alarm just go off? Like, has it been 27 years? Like, I'm already
Yes.
ready to go back.
So it
And
makes me
then
wonder if he's tracking the pillar being dissolved and he's like, oh shit, it's I made parole,
mhm.
bitches.
I'm out. So now they go back to Will, who's at home alone, and he gets a call from Ronnie
Yep.
that slowly distorts into, Pennywise. And they turn around and Pennywise is on top of the refrigerator and he
Yeah,
jumps
man.
down. He's like, oh man, he gets him. He gets the deadlight. So now Will's got the deadlights and he's gonna be floating with the rest of them. So we
Yeah.
gotta see next episode was the last one, right?
Well, it's the last one, man.
Season finale. So on Sunday, we get to see how this all transpires. I do know this. Hanlon has lost control of the box. Remember, his grandmother said if you put all these things in a box, they
Yes.
won't come
Yes.
out. And now It's like he's seeing them everywhere. Like the box is open. They are talking to him like the airman that just died in the fire. It's like, man, you got to fix this. You got to do something. I'm like, so he's constantly seeing all these entities, and now like how that's going to affect him, that remains to be seen. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and obviously Dick Halloran's got to survive. Or yeah, Halloran. Yeah, he's
hmm
got to survive because his character goes on to The Shining. So I mean, I guess it does because Stephen King's not claiming that the universe is all connected, but like
a
those
lot of
connections.
similarities.
There are those connections in this series. So I'm under the impression Dick Halloran's going to survive, and I'm rooting for him to survive. I don't know how many other people are going to survive this. I mean, we know that Will's probably going to stick around because obviously Mike's his son. But yeah, man, everybody else is kind of up for grabs, and I'm kind of curious because they don't address. And I need to go back and watch the movies 'cause it's been a while, but like I don't know if they addressed the pillars in the movies. I know they addressed the ceremony of Chud, and they get that information. Mike gets that information from the Native American tribe. So I don't really know, man. I'm still curious though. To this point, I don't think it's been addressed yet by the series. Is how are adults seeing Pennywise? Like,
Right.
Major Hamlin is still seeing the red balloon when he went flip fishing with Will. Ingrid is seeing the red balloon when she takes the kid down to the basement. Like, I'm curious to see if that's going to get explained away. I hope it really does get explained because I think that's a glaring plot hole currently, and these
Right.
guys have written a very tight ship, so I suspect it'll get addressed at some point. But that's my only do out. I'm curious about the mist showing up if that's going to be like another connection to another Stephen King book.
Mm,
Because
that makes a lot of
it's
sense.
alluding into the trailer of it, right? So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting, man. I'm curious how they're going to put Pennywise back in the box.
Yeah. And I'll say this, man. Like with the mist, it almost feels like, whatever was in the mist, whatever your fears were. So we don't even know if everyone was seeing the same type of monster,
Hmm.
right, or having the same experience. So this would definitely like flow right into that. I mean, the military's involved, this mist of fear and all this stuff. So
Yeah.
that would be a really good like transition. I would enjoy seeing something like that.
And
But
the other thing I didn't realize too is because we've seen in 1908 him take on the shape of the dancing clown, it made me realize today I was like, man, this is going to be like probably the last season when we see Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise because if they go back in time, he will not have adopted that form. So now we're just going to deal with multiple different entity shapes, like we did earlier in this season. So that's kind of a bummer because I think Skarsgård is just incredible at playing that role,
oh
man.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, so we'll see. But I
Yeah,
just want to shout out Rich Santos, played by Arian Cartea, bro.
dude, he deserves an award, man. Get that man a Golden Globe.
I'm telling you, man, it was great. It was great to watch him, man. I hope they
Yeah,
in some flashbacks or something. But really good actor. The children in this show have been phenomenal. They
they
really
really
have.
have. Yeah.
I'm gonna say outside of the kids, Pennywise, you can eat all of them motherfuckers. Like you can have
Right?
everybody in Derry with
You're all
seasoning. Like
making
I don't care.
shit
Like kill
decisions, man.
all of them, motherfuckers. Charlotte too. Charlotte, Hank, all of them. Get their asses. Charlotte's a problem, and I'm thinking like I get it now. I get it. Like she and your advocacy, you're causing chaos, lady. Go sit down somewhere. Like sit your ass down. All right, rant over. I'm
Feel
okay
better?
now. I'm back.
All right,
I'm back.
sweet.
Well,
This is what this show does to us. When we have good material, we'll go on for hours.
oh yeah, then we just go. But yeah, like I said, I was triggered by this episode, man. Well acted by everyone though. I mean, this was really one of those,
Yeah,
and that's what you like. You want those episodes to make you feel something, make you get more invested into it. And this episode definitely did it for me, even though it was in a negative way.
yeah.
But that's the 1960s.
And I will say, man, Marge, like her character has really gone through an arc, and I didn't think she was going to get much of one. Um, I was really impressed by her. Like I said, Richie and her just stole that
Right.
episode, man. That scene was awesome. And Richie, just before he passes, or just before the scene cuts away from him, he kisses like the top of the refrigerator, I think it is,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
in, and I was just like, oh man, that dude's gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Lily, man, like I don't like her character because I find her to be a little annoying, but I understand her character. But like the actress that plays her is doing a fucking fantastic job.
Oh,
I,
100%.
and
Yeah.
I could see her taking on like a subtle villain role, and I think it would work if they play it well. Um, but yeah, I still am terrified of the idea of them just lobotomizing her ass in
Yeah.
Juniper Hill, like the intro. Ugh.
All right. So,
But
all
that's
right,
what I
good
got.
people.
And the
That's
notes.
it. That wraps it up. Like I said, if you've seen it, let us know what you guys think. Let us know what we
Yeah,
missed. Let
man.
us know like if you notice any similarities to the book. Christina's picked up on a lot of that. My girlfriend picked up on a lot of that stuff, man. She's oh, this
I think
happens in the book. This is what this means. I'm like, oh wow, really? I didn't know that. So
I think
you
I'm gonna
got
grab
people
it on
out there that are
audio
really into the
or Audible.
books. Yeah, yeah. But all right, man. So another good show. Thanks you
Hell
guys for
yeah.
joining us. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Till next time, Thick Dick
Yeah,
Fury
we're
out
trying
here.
to get to 1 million by the end of the year.
Hmm.
You know,
All right, we got 21 days.
yeah, we can make that happen. Come on, it's Christmas time. Sorry, holiday season. Anyway, guys, that's all I got, and I appreciate you guys coming out. So, Fat Broken Rambo out here. Be good to each other.
Till next time.